everyone, and hi Rinku.
Hi, Archana.
So, today I'm really excited about yet another topic which is again very, very close to our hearts. So, I would really want you to go ahead and talk about it.
Yes, so let's get to the chase. So, the topic that we are addressing, in fact, it's a series I think that we have come up with for this whole month. And hopefully, we have very interesting conversations around it. The series we are picking is Less Dreaded Demons. And the demons here are some of those characteristics or personality traits or habits which are very important, but somehow they are very, very underestimated and neglected. So, we don't think they are causing big harms, and they are not ever in any talk of either competency building, personal growth development, training programs, any kind of conversations. In fact, it is not even considered as a problem if you ask somebody. So it's very easily ignored. So I think it's important that we touch on these topics. So the topic in this series this week that we're picking up is procrastination. Uh, so we all know what procrastination is, as always. By our rule, we're not defining it here, but what we want people to understand before we get into the triggers and the solutioning part is that procrastination, it seeds from a small habit. It could start from a very small bad habit at some point in time, and it can evolve into a big demon, like we say, which comes in a disguise of either self-discipline issue or time management issue or mood swings issue. Not really. So in our conversation, it won't really come out as procrastination, but you would see people talking about self-discipline issues and this, and so it comes in those disguises, and that's why it's always veiled under these names. And so we want to unleash it and talk about it and bring it out in open and give it some importance that it deserves. So to begin, Archana, would you want to address some of the triggers and what really causes this? And now that we are talking about it.
So, yes, it's a buzzword procrastination which has a lot of triggers, and it's been over a period of time that those triggers have come up in us. So, I think it's time that we kind of understand those triggers. So, I have jotted down a few. So, number one is when you are overwhelmed in the sense that, okay, I have a task in hand. I think I really can't do it. It is just too big for me. So, when you have such kind of thoughts inside you and you're overwhelmed with the kind of picture that it brings with it, that, it's too big. So, I think that is
True.
the first trigger. The second is that you yourself are so afraid of the success. Any task that we have in hand, we always kind of go to the final point that how successful I'm going to be after I complete this task. So I think that question really brings us to the point that whether we'll be able to be successful in that very point. The third is
Yeah.
when you resent that responsibility, that if I will take the responsibility of this and with that responsibility in hand, will I be able to perform the way they are expecting me to? So I think that is the third one. The fourth being that you're really unsure that how are you supposed to proceed with it. So there is no kind of a structure to that particular thing that you would want to do. So that task has no if and but about it. There is no roadmap you have, and you're just going there blindly. Another one could be that you're really too afraid of the failure. Maybe it is not going to come to you, but just because of the fear of failure, we really are pushing ourselves back to not at least even take a step forward.
Correct.
The next would be that that particular task doesn't interest you at all. You're not interested in it. So you don't want to do it. So I think these are the few triggers that I feel are something that we all can resonate with.
Perfectly agree with you, and how lovely of so it's obvious that, like you said, there could be so many triggers, so there's not just one path to it and hence no one solution to it.
Yes.
But some indicators that which can tell you, because the big question is, am I even procrastinating? How do I know that? So some of
Yes.
those indicators could be when you hear people saying, I don't have time for this today, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Or you may have heard me saying this a couple of times, that I work very well under pressure. Last week we spoke about warriors who love to
Yes.
work under pressure. But again, we'll see how we want to distinguish between that. Or people with a lot of mood swings. I'm not in a mood today, or I'm missing my creative bent of mind today. So these are some of the indicators that can tell you, and raise a flag for people around you or for yourself if you hear this too often or you say this quite often. Now, I think the obvious next step for us is, Archana, to get back to the solutions. And like
Yes.
we always say, for solutions, it's important that we know the cause. And like, again, I'm going to repeat this, that we have many triggers to procrastination. It starts as a small habit, it comes under disguise. The solution will also have to vary. the interesting way to analyze it and to even attempt on which path you want to pick for solving it for yourself, and if it's a problem is, there are two sides to procrastination. So one is, are you demotivated and hence you are procrastinating? Is it the causal effect? So the cause is that you are demotivated and the effect is that you are procrastinating. That could be one scenario. In that situation, if that is the case, then you ought to go for professional help, because there's a deep rooted psychological or
True.
some kind of a mental health issue that could be there, and there could be a lot of history behind it. And that is a very delicate issue. So go for professional help there. Once you know your procrastinating habit and you know the trigger, and you think that you are procrastinating because you are demotivated, then it could be a very different matter, and that is
Yes.
something which is still manageable with some little efforts. Now, whether you're overwhelmed, whether you are resenting, or whether you are avoiding confrontation, or whether you're fearing the failure or success, whatever it may be, the first thing to do is go into that deep side. And a very simple thing to do that is have an Excel or a table in place. On the rows, you can put what are the triggers, like what situations and that make you do this. And on the column side, you can put the tasks, the actual activities where you are procrastinating, because you may be procrastinating on some aspect, and maybe in others you're very, very, like you said, you're very motivated to do something, so you will really jump into it and
Fine.
not procrastinate, right? So you can do that to begin and have that table in front of you. But one interesting solution that I found, and I think it serves everything, and it definitely gives a good direction, is this story that I was going through about this very famous American comedian by the name of Jerry Seinfeld. And in one of his interviews, somebody asked him that how he manages to come up with these comic scenes every week and frequently, and how does he manage this? And he talked about procrastination there, and he spoke about a strategy which is called Seinfeld strategy. And he said, take a big calendar which has every day of the year, so big that it can capture every day of the year, and put it on a prominent wall of the
Okay.
workplace that you are in. And whatever task that you are procrastinating, identify that one project that you are procrastinating. So let's say writing a book for me, right? So let's say I'm writing a book and I'm procrastinating it for quite some time. Let's first put it into manageable tasks, and tasks should be challenging enough but not very scary, but something that you can do on a daily basis. Okay, so you don't have to be very ambitious, but make it into small manageable tasks. And on a daily basis, start putting a big red cross whenever you are achieving. So let's say if I say I will write 500 words every day, I'll put a cross the day finish that task. And it brings us to gradually you will see that the day you finish those 500 words, you will see a red cross, and you kind of start seeing a pattern on your
Yeah.
calendar. It's visual, it's visible there.
Right.
And the whole attention of yours, how beautifully it shifts. So instead of your attention of being finishing that book or finishing that project, your attention shifts very swiftly to the fact of not breaking that pattern. You get excited about that pattern. So all those inherent feelings that you have, the fear, the resentment, the whatever avoidance tactic that you're using, that pattern could just be your focus, and then your whole energy goes into bringing that pattern. It worked for Seinfeld, it worked for a lot of people. I'm definitely trying to thinking of implementing it right away. But I think the whole idea is, the bottom line is, know your triggers, break your main project into the smaller tasks, and then try and accomplish them gradually and reward yourself. But knowing the triggers, I think that is very important. So that was one interesting solution I had. I don't know if you had something to say about solutioning.
I feel like what you said really makes sense because, life is about playing the mind game, right? So, like how you say the
Yeah.
patterns kind of give you that satisfaction that, all right, something is working
Trigger.
and something is happening. So, those triggers which you get accomplished in any way, I think that's good enough. And as how beautifully you said that for everybody, to take care of those triggers is going to be different. For somebody, it might work. For somebody, our solutions might not work, and they have their own solutions. So use your solutions, work whichever works for you. Just be careful and mindful of how you can let this buzzword procrastination get out of your life to have a much more healthier and a happy life. right?
Yeah, and let's start acknowledging it because the research says that in last 2 decades, the procrastination problem has increased fivefold, and it has serious damage to us. It actually
Yes,
results in physical pain to people. It affects your health in long run. It may affect your critical
thank
goals
you.
that you have set for yourself, and even your relationships. I think if it is falling
True.
into your relationships, you can lose very healthy relationships. So let's not, while it's not scary, but let's not undermine it also and give it some attention. And if you need to solve, uh, go ahead and work on it. There's enough material, I think, around procrastination also.
And we are there too.
Absolutely.
So, yes, that's for this week. We would love to hear your views on procrastination, and let's get going with discussing about this particular thing, because we kind of go a little hush hush by not letting people know that we're procrastinating. So, let's be open about it. Let's cure it. Let's live a happy and a healthier life. And we'll come back again with yet another topic at Talk Hotel. Bye bye.